What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Really glad that you guys showed up today because we have more Tristan the End music to listen to. Some of you guys might recognize him from some videos either early this year or late last year. I can't remember exactly when, and I did a couple reactions to his music, but it was around then. Just super creative, very sometimes challenging music to listen to, but you know, it's challenging in a good way, like JPEG Mafia kind of, you know, a lot of noise, a lot of really cool distortion, a lot of wonky sound effects, just very, very interesting music to listen to. It's definitely not mainstream. It's definitely not going for the commercial sound. It's very unique and creative and has Tristan all up in there. He really puts himself into his music, which is always very inspiring to me and very admirable. I'm preparing you guys because that is kind of his style. So just be ready, come into it with an open mind. This is a mixtape EP that he put out. It's 7.5 minutes long. I mean, you have to listen to this. Okay, it's going to be engaging, it's going to be challenging, and it takes less than 10 minutes of your time. So there is a link to it in the description. Be sure to support Tristan, and we're going to be listening to it. It's 6 tracks. It's called 2002 The End. That if you're searching it up, it's the number 2000, no space, the word 2, T-O, comma, space, the end, one word, period. So he's also very creative with his titles. It's almost like he doesn't want people to find his music, you know, it's super tough to search up. And his name is all caps, Tristan the End, all together, no spaces. So if you feel like searching him up on Google to find out where you can listen to his music, if you enjoy this, that's how you can do that. I'll type it into the chat as well really quick. That's the name of the project. It's on screen right there. That's how you spell it if you're searching it up. Cool? So, like I said, go into it with an open mind. I know I am. Just be honest with your criticism. He loves to know what you guys think about his music. I'll do the same. The first track is called I See God in My Ceiling. Okay, so that was the first track. You know what that reminds me of? That has a super somber feeling to it. It kind of accompanies, the lyrics are a little tough to understand. You know, the actual enunciation is tough to kind of make out because of the filters that are on the vocals and shit, but I heard something like my father swung on me expecting me not to do the same, something about my grandfather's grave. So it's like these really dark lyrics over this very somber beat. And this beat reminds me of, like, imagine walking into a really huge abandoned mansion and you find this ancient ass music box and you wind it up and that's what it sounds like, you know? Just like super wonky and kind of distorted, and the pitch kind of slides up and down a little bit as it tries to find itself, and it's just like this really hasn't been touched in a long time, still half preserved kind of music box sort of a feeling with that production there. Even down to like the really filtered drums and the staticky snare and the really you know, the high, I don't know a word for it, but the lack of like crispness to the hi-hat. It's not really much of a t as it is a ch, you know what I mean? It's got that like staticky kind of a feeling to it. I mean, it's just interesting, dude. You know, it's super ambient, and it immediately creates a very cool atmosphere. Like I said, it feels like walking into an abandoned, you know, mansion, just like automatically giving me images in my head as soon as it starts playing. And Tristan's great at that. So yeah, that's a really cool first track. Track 2 is Walls Closing In. Like a baby teething. Hold on, let me rewind a little bit because I'm picking up on the instrumentals, and I'm loving how those horns got like pitched up an octave, but I want to pay attention to the lyrics too. Baby teething, bitter feelings for the times I spent with these. Breathing through the pipe, you can hear it's a necessary stroll through the path. I find myself streaming, my stomach leaking. The way he sampled the K there is really cool. The reverse drums with this horn is so cool. You know what's cool is towards the end there, it almost sounds like when you're watching a really old movie on an old TV and the channel kind of cuts out and you get that staticky screen. And I'm gonna tell you guys why that kind of makes sense. I was mentioning the static sounding drums there on that last track, but look at this album cover. Tell me that doesn't look like someone coming through static on some like poltergeist shit, haunted movie vibes. Yeah, man, it's great how even with you know, drums that don't hit hard and they're reversed and shit like that, because of the way that you chop the sample, there's still so much bounce to it. And man, the lyricism on this and the flow, just like it fits so well, even down to the filters on the vocals, everything just works, man. Everything just works. Super, super creative, man. Very unique. The next track is IHHB1. Tristan, these titles are killing me, man. You're probably laughing at me. And that's the track. Dude, fuck, what am I trying to say? They sound like power chords on a guitar, like dun, 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 dun. It's just like a really slow bounce, but I love all the samples that you use there and the way that you pitch them to make it actually play chords. It's just super cool, man. But that's, I mean, what can I even say? It's 24 seconds of just power coming through the speakers, coming through my headphones. You know, it's just a really powerful sounding interlude, kind of. Very cool. Next track is called AD. That's such a relief, dude. I love how you did that. I'll tell you exactly what that feels like, man. That is exactly what it feels like when I'm surrounded by people who are all talking at once. As like a really closed off introvert, I get overstimulated by too many noises at the same time very, very easily. And that is exactly what it feels like. It's like sitting down and those humming vocals coming in around you. It's like everyone's talking around you at once, and suddenly their voices just all become one giant blur, which is like the voices coming through, panned left and right, muffled and just harmonizing. And the white noise that just kind of grows and expands to this like really massive point of tension is exactly what it feels like. It's like you're about to explode. And then suddenly it's like when you're able to leave that situation and you're by yourself, we just get this like, all that white noise just kind of like fades away and it goes into the really soft chords, and it's like, what a relieving feeling when you hit that point in this track, man. It's so, so cool. And it's like just a momentary respite because some of that white noise starts to creep in again and then it fades out again. But it's like, man, what a really cool concept. That's what I got from it. You know, I don't know that there's any lyrics or anything like that. I heard the voices like humming and shit like that and saying like why, but that's what I got from it, man. That feels exactly like being overstimulated and then finding relief when you're finally by yourself. That's awesome. That's awesome. Track 5 is called 3. I just drown out the noise with drugs is crazy. I love how soft this feels. Those vocals together sounded so gorgeous. I love the harmony there towards the end when they're saying that last word, when they come around. The harmony that they leave off on there is really cool. I love how thin the guitar sounds with some of that like white noise, like vinyl crackle kind of coming through over it. Everything just sounds so filtered and so, it's like almost like taking warmth out of a acoustic vibe, right? Like when you're sitting down playing an acoustic guitar, there's a lot of really warm, deep sounding frequencies, and because of the filters, this one almost feels cold and isolated and like devastated almost. This is like, but at the same time it's comforting because this isolation and this sort of like depression that you can fall into, hearing it put to music means that someone else feels the same way, and so it's like comforting in that aspect. But this is a great like soundscape for isolation and just like this cold, devastated wasteland where warmth used to be with those really filtered guitars. It's like, oh, man, you can get poetic with this shit, dude. That's Tristan for you, dude. The last track is 4_2020. And that's that, dude. Can you guys hear that? The car in the street? It's getting louder. Bro, I would go deaf if I were in a car like that. And that's the project, man. That last track is like super muffled and shit, and then towards the end we just get like these 3 little bright, clean sounding guitar plucks, and that closes us out. Dude, very, very interesting. Man, this is exactly what I mean when I say quality over quantity. This is 6 songs. It's 7.5 minutes in length. But every single song, no matter how short, even the 24-second tracks, I had something to say about it. It gave me a visual, it gave me a feeling, it gave me something to externalize to you guys in some way. It wasn't just mind-numbing, it wasn't just pleasant to listen to, easy to play in the background. I mean, how many times do I say that in my reaction videos? This is actually something that's gonna make you feel something and say something and think a little bit, you know? Quality, man, quality. It's such a short emotional experience, man, with ups and downs, and yeah, Tristan is just absurd, unreal. It looks like the chat also had a great time listening to it, Tristan. I know you saw the love that they were showing to the project in the chat. Man, you killed it, dude. I don't know how you're able to do it in such a short amount of time to make us feel this way, but you did it, dude. I really appreciate you sending this in. I appreciate you trusting our ears with your project, man. I know that this is, you know, it's like music can become like your baby and you kind of don't want anyone to listen to it sometimes because it's yours and, you know, you're worried about how they might feel, but thank you for sharing this with us, man. I really liked it a lot. If you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, like I said, there will be a link to the project in the description. I will put the link to this project in the chat right now if you guys are interested in supporting Tristan. You can buy this digital album for $1. I think that's what it says here. You can also buy the tracks individually. If you feel like showing Tristan some love, feel free to do so, chat. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. All right, thank you once again to Tristan. Thank you so much for supporting the channel as well. Appreciate you, dude. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.